So today I want to talk about the neurobiology of childhood trauma. We all know, and I've spoken a lot about this, that the adverse childhood experiences or childhood trauma that happens between 0 to 18 years of age has a lifelong impact on the mental and physical health of adults. Today I want to specifically focus on how this trauma can impact the brain development of a child. Now, first, let me clarify that when I talk of trauma, I talk of a child who has gone through chronic toxic stress. I am not talking of the stress that a child goes through on a regular basis in order to learn new skills, to go to school, or to learn to eat food, or to learn manners. But when I am talking of trauma, I am talking of stressful experiences that a child goes through back to back on a daily basis. When I'm talking of adverse childhood experiences, I am talking of trauma that includes physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, emotional and physical neglect. It also includes witnessing domestic violence, going through bullying, or having a dysfunctional family environment where there are parents who are alcoholics, drug abusers, or there is frequent fights between the parents. If all these experiences cause chronic toxic stress to the child, then what happens to the child's developing brain? And that is what I'm going to be talking about today. We must understand that when a child is born, the part of the brain, the amygdala and the hippocampus, which is the amygdala is the fear center of the brain, it is at the spine. And the hippocampus, which is again the emotional regulation center and the center for long-term memories. When a child is born, these centers are fairly fully developed. And the prefrontal cortex, which is almost like the covering of the brain, that part of the brain of the child continues to develop in complexity and in its even structure till the child is about 25 to 28. So in this crucial phase, whatever experiences the child is exposed to has a direct impact on how these parts of the brain grow and how it shows up in the child's behavior. First, let me start with the amygdala. The amygdala is at the base of the skull, and it is a fear center. This is the center for the fight and flight response of the child, and this is the center of impulse control. So a child who has gone through a lot of stress in childhood, specifically physical abuse, parents who are extremely anxious, constant criticism, nagging, controlling, or beating, this child's amygdala or the fear center is hyperactivated. So typically this is a child who cannot sit still, cannot stay calm, and who is continuously hyper vigilant. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? When is the next meeting going to come? So the amygdala or the fear center of this child is overdeveloped. This results in the child becoming hyperactive, having violent outbursts of anger, being consciously stressed and anxious, and cannot stay calm or cannot sleep. This behavior also may continue into adulthood. It is also the center for impulsive behavior, so this child can be very, very impulsive and reactive. Now let us come to the hippocampus, which is almost in the middle of the brain, center of the brain, and this is the center for forming long-term memories. Research says that when a child goes through too much of stress in childhood, there is a lot of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, in the child's blood. And this cortisol loaded blood, which goes in the brain, tends to damage the development of new memory in the hippocampus. In fact, research has shown that children who have severe trauma in their brain, the hippocampus is shrunk. Hippocampus is a seat for long-term memory. So these are the children who have memory and issues, learning issues. They cannot retain what they have learned for a long period of time. And as adults, oftentimes they do not have many memories of what they went through as children. So obviously the memory is affected. And as they grow up, they also don't learn from past mistakes because clearly the memory center is underdeveloped or dysregulated. The third center of the brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, is a seat for rational, logical thinking. It is a seat for impulse control. It is a seat to regulate emotions, to understand other people's emotions, to make decisions, to think of the long-term implications of your actions, etc. So it continues to develop till we are 28. So it is a complex part of the brain, but it is of course a seat for impulse control and rational thinking. This part of the brain remains underdeveloped in children who have trauma, which means children who have trauma tend to be hyper reactive. They may have poor impulse control, poor social skills, they have issues in rational logical thinking, and they cannot think through the implications of their present behavior. So they may indulge in impulsive behaviors, they may be prone to addictions, and they may be highly dysregulated because the impulse control center is underactivated. The insula, which is another brain center for internal awareness, body awareness, what's happening in my body, what's going on, how am I feeling, that center is also underdeveloped amongst children with severe trauma. In fact, neuroscience and brain studies today show that children who have gone through trauma also have difference in the left and the right sides of their brain. The right side of their brain is larger and the left side remains smaller. And the corpus callosum, which is the connector between the two centers of the brain, is also shrunk amongst children with severe trauma. So we must understand that when children go through very traumatic childhood experiences, it does impact their brain centers, and because their brain centers are impacted, it also affects their behaviors. If you are a mental health practitioner, if you are an educator, if you are a parent, please understand that your child's misbehaviors may also have a reason behind it. And it is very important to understand that childhood trauma has a huge connection with a host of mental health issues that we face as adults. And there is a lot of studies now about this on the brain development, which I just shared today. We will also, as we go further, understand on how childhood trauma can impact adult behaviors, and we will go more into detail in the next video. I hope this video was useful for you as a parent, as a teacher, and as a mental health practitioner, because if you are working with young adults or even adults who have some of these behavioral issues, it might be very important to ask yourself what happened between 0 to 18 years of their life which may have caused this.